Hey guys, what's up? How's it going? Welcome back for another video on the channel. We're doing the portfolio update in today's video. So today's video is going to be a really quick update, guys. There's a couple things I wanted to talk about. I wanted to do this video before the end of the week. Been a little busy lately, to be honest with you guys, which is why I haven't updated videos in quite a little while. And also, to be honest with you guys, some few things have happened. Everything's good, everything's going okay. It's just I've been a little busy over the past couple weeks, couple things going on here. But today's video is going to be a little bit more laid back. Editing is going to be a little less. I just want to get this video out there and show you guys an update for a couple reasons. One of the big ones, I think a lot of people need to see a video because I want to share my thoughts with a few things that are going on right now. So if you guys don't know, a lot of interesting things are going on in the stock market world, as well as the YouTube world, as well as the crypto world. Lots of weird things going on there. I'm going to do the portfolio update, and then I'm going to share with you guys some of my thoughts on things kind of as we go through the video, and talk about some different things here, and just kind of remind you guys my take on things and how I do things, and show you guys how things have been going for me. So first of all, we have our portfolio here, 109,000, just under 110,000 on Wealth Simple Trade. Not too much going on here. We'll cover the TFSA first. It's early this morning. It's Friday, 9:50 a.m. at the time of doing this video. Once again, I wanted to get this video done, bright and early, get it done over with. We have $91,000 in the TFSA. We are up 1% today, which is $660, which is pretty cool. Portfolio actually has done well over the past little while. The 1 week return is sitting about neutral. 1 month return is up 6%. So all things considered, our portfolio has done really well. And this is an important point I want to kind of just show you guys in this video. Even though there's a lot of doom and gloom right now, you can see in a well-diversified portfolio such as my own, we're still doing okay. So that's an important thing I want you guys, because that's going to be an important thing for you guys to remember, because that's going to be the main theme of today's video. Past 3 months, we are down -3%, but the 1 year return is down -3%, and the all-time return inside of our TFSA is up 9%, 7,639. So, markets are pushed down quite a bit this year, but we're doing okay. We have a nice little recovery over the past, month or so. We've seen a nice little jump up, right? That 6% gain. So we're not quite in a positive year yet, but we're slowly getting there. And our portfolio, of course, we're reinvesting and everything's growing. The TFSA is focused around US stocks as well as Canadian stocks. We have a lot of Canadian stocks here, like dividend stocks, dividend growth stocks. We have some covered calls for passive income. Me and my girlfriend are kind of transitioning over to more of a portfolio that is focused on a little bit more yield, but we'll have always a mix of everything. And I will be doing a video pretty soon talking about that. I have a few things I want to discuss with you guys, but nothing drastic is going to happen. Just a few things I want to discuss about, how we're going to construct our portfolios going into the future, and some few changes we want to make. But once again, this is focused on the S&P 500 and our TFSA, and then our two big ETFs here. And one thing I want to point before we go any further in this video, because we are going to talk about some stocks here, such as AQN here, obviously everybody's talking about right now, is if you head over to Blossom Social, one big thing I always try to be is transparent with you guys. You guys will see here that I have my portfolio here. Using a Android app, just so you guys can see here. I have my portfolio and everything on Blossom Social because I think as an influencer, it's important to hold responsibility for my actions and to be transparent for you guys, because I want you guys to do well. I want to do well myself, and I don't want to mislead people when I want to put my money where my mouth is. And basically, one of the big reasons why I have a very conservative portfolio, if you look at my portfolio here on Blossom Social, there's a link in the description of this video. You guys can check out the link. I do get paid a small commission if you guys sign up with the link. It is free to set up an account and use. Everything's free on here, so don't worry about that. But I just want to be transparent like usual. All my holdings in here for you guys to see. And you guys can see I'm a big ETF investor. I believe in a well-diversified portfolio, and I have very little when it comes to stock picking. I actually don't pick a lot of my own stocks. I do it for fun mostly. But most of my portfolio, 50% is in VFE. The other 30% is in VDY, which is a well-diversified Canadian finance-based ETF, which will eventually become more diversified, I'm thinking, over time. And then I have a few stocks that I kind of screw around with here. And you can see all my stocks here if you guys want to check that out. So check out Blossom Social. Everything is on there 100%. The main reason why I always talk about and I show you guys that is because I want you guys to see my portfolio, because I want you guys to see how I do things, because it's important to understand. When you see a lot of YouTube videos and people talking about things, a lot of people don't really show their audience what's really going on. And I think that can mislead people and give people the wrong idea about things. Anyways, I'm going to cover the personal account really quickly, which is much more Canadian dividend focused. We can see a lot more dividend stocks here that I didn't have in the other portfolio. A lot of the same stuff, but more focused on the Canadian stocks, mostly for tax reasons and whatnot. So our Canadian-based portfolio is up 1% in the past day. The 1 week return is down -1. The 1 month return is +5, and then the all-time return is about 2%. So our Canadian stocks are doing pretty good in comparison to our American stocks, at least for this year. And we have $110 I'm going to invest in today. Now, before we go into and buy any stocks, I want to talk about AQN a little bit here. So AQN is on everybody's radar. Everybody's talking about it right now. I've kind of been buying into AQN over the past year or two, I would say. It's always been known to be a pretty solid company with lots of good potential. Now, obviously, the company has taken a mega hit here. We have a total of $700 in our TFSA and about $700 in our personal account. So it represents about 3% of my personal account, I guess 4%, and then not even 1% of my TFSA. So maybe that's like 1 or 2% of my overall portfolio. I don't know. You guys can do the math on that. So you can see how much I actually stock pick on this channel. And again, I want you guys to be 100% aware of this because this is an important issue to discuss right now. So a lot of people obviously probably aren't doing really good with AQN right now. I'll give you guys a quick little recap of things. I'm sure you guys can watch some other videos. There's a lot of other videos on YouTube that are going to explain this way better than I ever could, so I'm not going to go too in detail here. But basically, AQN had some pretty bad financials. Revenue is up, which is like one of the only good things there is, but you know, they have a lot of debt. They missed a lot of their earnings. Their last earnings report, you guys can see, is down -3%. I mean 33%. So big earning drops. With interest rates rising, you know, they're a very debt-oriented company, especially since they're doing a lot of building and expanding right now. So they're paying higher interest rates, and it is just affecting the company in a really negative way. So we've seen that stock drop quite a bit over the past year. We'll go year to date, and we can see it's down -44%. We've seen a big dip probably since September. You know, that was kind of more market oriented, and then we've seen a big drop now because of all the doom and gloom, and obviously the missed earnings reports are causing the stock to tank. Now, the big question everybody's asking is, do we buy this stock right now? Really comes down to your fundamentals, if you guys believe in the company or not. I still think it's a fundamentally good company. Are there lots of risk with the company? For sure. You know, is the dividend yield that's 10% going to probably get cut? Yeah, for sure. But I don't think at this point in time you're really buying the company for the dividend yield. You're probably buying it because the stock has dropped a lot, and if it is going to recover, you would see a decent gain. Now, the big question to ask you guys, if you like the company and you believe in the fundamentals, is how much risk are you willing to take? Now, if you look at my portfolio, you know, I actually have about, I don't know, a little bit over $1,000, $1,500 in AQN. So I still like the company. I still think there's potential, but I understand there is a lot of risk. With companies like this, and when things happen like this, obviously you could say it presents a good buying opportunity, but it also presents a lot of risk. And whether it's right for you guys to buy AQN or not is really going to depend on what your risk is as an investor. You know, sure, they might cut that dividend yield and maybe it goes down to 3-4%. I don't know. That's going to help them. But the main thing you want to ask yourself is, are you okay with losing another big chunk of your portfolio? And it's always been that's the case. And because I'm not really okay with that with one individual stock, I don't mind if the whole market drops, because if the whole market drops, then everything's down and everything will recover eventually. But when it comes to individual stocks, it gets a little tricky, right? Because sometimes individual stocks don't recover, or they don't do well, or it can take a long time for them to recover. And sometimes you just don't feel good about that. So whenever I invest with individual stocks, I try to be very conservative. You know, my portfolios are very conservative, but I also try to focus on, you know, just minimizing my risk. But also, I don't invest a lot of money into individual stocks. As I mentioned, I only have $700 in my TFSA, or my personal account, I should say, of AQN. And look at it, it's down -41%. If this was my entire portfolio, I'd probably be freaking out and I'd probably be upset right now. But because it's just a small amount and it's just for fun, mostly, you know, I don't really care. And that's why I try to preach to you guys about this. I seen a few comments the other day about people kind of putting a lot of money in AQN, and then this kind of happens. And again, I mean, we don't know. Maybe AQN rebounds and it does really good and people make a lot of money. Who knows? But you have to understand the risk that's associated with doing stock picking, especially picking stocks that are a little bit more on the riskier side. So in today's video, we have $100 that we could buy in stocks. For the sake of kind of doing things in a smart way, I'm going to put a little bit of money and stick it into AQN. Now look, I only have $700 in AQN stock, so it's obviously not a lot. If I put 50 bucks in there, would it really make a big difference? Probably not. And you guys have to be responsible here. Put in what you think you guys are willing to risk, and maybe you'll be rewarded, maybe you won't. You know, nobody can really tell you what's the right thing to do. Like, nobody, I don't care how many YouTubers you watch, what social media platforms you're on. Nobody can predict what's going to happen, so you really have to decide what's right for you. I'm going to put about, I don't know, 50 bucks, I think, into AQN because I believe in the company long term and I can risk the money. And I don't mind it. It's $50. I mean, who cares, right? We have small holding of the stock in the portfolio. I don't really care what happens. So I'm going to put the money in. We're going to put 50 bucks in there, and that's going to be the stock that I'm going to buy for today. That's going to be AQN for one stock. What we're going to do with the other 50 bucks is we're going to go back inside the personal account. We're going to take a peek here on what we got and what other stocks do we have. Now, we could buy our ETFs, right? We could buy our ETFs. We could do pretty good with that. We could buy some more covered calls. That's one of the things I've been focusing on and bringing up the yield. We could do HDIV. We could do HYLD. I think in the personal account, I'm going to focus on HDIV because I want to bring this up. Or we could just buy ETFs, or we could buy some more single stocks. But again, guys, I always focus on ETFs, buying the broader market, because there's less risk with that. Even the covered call ETFs, they're very broad. You know, you hold lots of ETFs. There's hundreds of stocks inside these ETFs, and you have to look at the holdings, right? There's, you know, it's so much different than buying some single company or something like that. It's always going to be a different thing. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to buy some HDIV because once again, I want to focus on bringing up the yields inside the portfolio. But I just wanted to kind of talk about this in this video because I think it's very important to talk about. And you guys know I'm super transparent on this channel, and I think everybody needs to do due diligence. But even if I put that in my videos and I have a giant red banner that says don't do what I do, people are still going to do it. They're going to be influenced. That's how things work like this, right? So I just want to show you guys once again how I invest, how I put my money is, and why I try to be transparent with you guys, because I really do care about things. And I understand as somebody who does videos, people are going to watch me and do what I do. So I try to do things that's right for me, but I also always think about my audience at the end of the day because, you know, I want what's best for you guys. Anyways, that's this part of the video. We're going to jump in. I'll give you guys a quick little update on the dividends and whatnot, and we'll go from there. So I can't remember in the last video if I gave you guys a full update on the dividends. I can't remember what day it was I did that video. It was sometime last week, so I don't know if I kind of included everything in here. So we're just doing an update from the start. So in November 1st, we got a dividend from Power Corporation of Canada. VDY gave us some good dividends here. VDY's dividend did get reduced because, you know, with ETFs, their dividends, some months they're a lot higher, some months are lower, but they got to kind of maintain that yield for the end of the year. So the VDY dividend was a little bit less than normal, but that's completely normal. No cuts or nothing. Got to remember that. HYLD gave us some good dividends here. $14 as well as 70 cents. So that's been pretty sweet, as well as $30 in the TFSA. And then HDIV2 gave us some dividends as well. So not a crazy amount yet. This month is going to be a little bit lower than last month. If you bring up the spreadsheet here, I'm going to show you guys my monthly dividend income. This is what I like to focus on because at the end of the day, I get no value from worrying about stocks, which is the reason why I am a dividend investor, and I am moving towards a passive income investor, as well as doing a mixture of everything, is because I don't want to care about stocks when they dip and deal with this kind of stuff, because I have more important things to deal with in my life. But one of the big things I do like to focus on is the dividends, and I focus on the dividends and the passive income for those reasons, because for me it matters the most, you know. And if we go to the bottom here, we've seen in October we made $515. Is a big month for the channel. Me and my fiance, we're growing our portfolios here. I have $147. I think that's updated total. I can't remember. My fiance's dividend income is not updated yet, but the numbers that I put in, I think it was like a couple days ago, equal $157. So obviously it's not a big month, but that kind of happens whenever you have a big month, big quarterly payment. The next few months are a little bit lower, but over time it slowly grows. Like we can see this on the graph, as I showed you guys in a couple other videos. Like it's just consistently growing, and that's how I do my investing. Anyways, guys, this is a quick little video. I just wanted to kind of update things for you guys. I hope you guys are having yourself a good week. Hope you guys are staying warm. It's really cold out here. We got our first little bit of cold weather where I live in Northern Ontario, and it's pretty chilly out there. So anyways, guys, if you guys have any comments about anything, you know, feel free to let me know in the comments, and I'll get back to you guys as soon as I possibly can. Take care, and have yourself a good day.